Hey Paige, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to chat with you.
Hey, it's no problem. We absolutely loved the movie. By the way, it
Awesome.
was it was it was fantastic. I've watched it maybe 3 times now.
Oh, you have? That's
Yes,
sweet. Cool.
I've watched it about 3 times. I know Justin's probably watched it more than I have, but I've
Yeah,
watched it probably about 3 times now.
that's
So,
awesome.
um, it the movie was fantastic. The way it's filmed and everything, it's great. I never had an issue with it. I've heard some people did, some people didn't. Some people thought it was a little too too over the top to me, but I
Yeah.
didn't see a problem with it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
loved your acting in it, by the way, as well. You did fantastic.
thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, like, we took a really big swing with this movie, so I know, like, it might not be for some people, but, like, I mean, it's like a really fun, slimy, gross ride through, like,
Yeah,
roasting corporate America. So,
but it's not far fetched either because like
right.
this can actually happen. Like something, well, besides the big spoiler there, but
Yeah.
besides that, of the alien or anything, but like the drink can be mixed with totally different things. Like that could really happen.
Yeah,
Um,
like I know I'm kind of shaky on the science of it, but I know like in talking with like Jake, our director, about it, like
mhm,
kombucha is kind of a perfect horror metaphor because
yeah,
I mean, first off, it's disgusting if you've
mm,
ever seen a picture of it. Like the little SCOBY thing is gross,
mhm,
but it like also literally changes the things around it, like on a cellular level, which
mhm,
is such a cool thing that like happens to Luke and like the other people in the movie. And yeah, like it's kind of I guess sort of like a sourdough starter in a way that like it's a living thing that you have
mm,
to maintain, and if you don't, it can like grow out of control. So like what a really cool, gross subject for body horror. Like it's
yeah,
kind of perfect the more I thought about it. Yeah.
yeah, and I loved it because it was something that you don't typically think. Okay, a lot of people are gonna drink this.
Right.
Like everybody in this company has to drink it though. There's no getting around it. Like you can't. You have to drink this drink to work here, and it's like I've never been anywhere where somebody says, "Hey, you have to have a cup of this before you start working here."
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
Otherwise we
never
need to
had that.
discuss your performance. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
that was even the weird. That was like crazy too, because like, oh, we're gonna do a performance on you because of you're not drinking this, and it
Right.
was like that was wild in its own in that own thing. So it was like, wow, okay. So the one question that I have for you is what got you into acting?
Yeah, I started acting my like freshman year of high school.
Hmm.
I just auditioned for my school play because it looked like a fun thing to do. It looked
Hmm.
like a way to like make new friends, and I really didn't think anything more of it. But like, I was hooked. I just loved acting. I actually did like just theater for the longest time, and I was all set to go to San Francisco for this like theater apprenticeship, and then COVID happened.
Yeah,
Um, so that didn't
that
pan
changes a
out.
lot of things.
Yeah, yeah. So my theater career was on hold for a bit, but thankfully I had done a little bit of on camera acting before because I've got
Hmm.
an improv background. So I had done like commercials because a lot of like commercial directors like to work with improv folks.
Yeah.
So that kind of gave me the idea to go like, all right, on camera work is kind of the only thing that's safely open right now. So I'm gonna hard pivot, and I'm an on camera actor now. But it came at such a cool time where like I mean, stage and screen acting, while essentially the same, are kind of like such different sides of the same coin, I guess you could say. And it made me appreciate acting in a whole nother way. And I had a lot of fun trying to figure out, okay, like how do I take the stage thing that I've been doing so long and translate that to like on camera work? So yeah, and I mean nowadays I do far more on camera work than like theater stuff. And I love like the pace of film. I
Hmm.
mean, for some reason, like on most shoots, it's like day one is always like probably like the hardest stuff you have to do. And like you just meet people that morning and then you're just jumping into like maybe the hardest scene you might have to do. And I like that challenge of just having to jump into like the scene on a set. Like it's such a cool
Yeah,
different experience, and I love it.
that's cool. That's awesome. There's a lot of like different people do it. Like when they were
Yeah.
young, they started out in it, and then some people start like really like later in life,
Yeah.
like you did in high school. So
Hmm.
it kind of came. It didn't come natural to you. It just kind of you thought it was something fun to join into. So, and that's
Yeah.
awesome because like I didn't think for me for like my job, what I do is I didn't think I would like fall in love with it right away.
Yeah, for
This that I do this for fun side fun. This is for fun, but still, like I didn't think I would like this talking to
yeah,
people or anything like that. Like I was like, no, the podcasting thing would be a little weird to me, but I love it. Now
for
I get to
sure.
meet so many people that do so much stuff and so many great people that do acting and movies and TV shows and everything that I never thought I would ever meet. So, and so what was it like being on set?
I mean, like the set environment was awesome. I mean, there's something really special about filming in the Midwest, but like Chicago specifically is like
Hmm.
we have such like talented people. A lot of our crew worked on like The Bear and a lot of big shows that film around here.
Hmm.
Um, so they come with all this talent and skill, but they're still just the most like down to earth, kind people ever, who are just so willing to just like whatever we needed to like get the shot to get this movie made, like they were down for it. And like all of those qualities are exactly what you need for making an indie film.
Hmm.
Just like the resourcefulness and just like working together, and it was awesome. And like Jake, our director, nicest guy ever. Like he really set the tone. He was so prepared. Um, and yeah, I mean, everyone like really came in. We only had 15 days to shoot this, so like
Wow.
we didn't have time to like just figure it out on set. And I'm so glad that Jake was so like prepared, because we just
Hmm.
went in, we knew we had a very limited amount of time, and we just like really gave it the best that we had. So
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome. Did not you could not tell that the movie was kind of shot 15 days and
that's
a
awesome to
quick
hear.
like a quick shot. I mean,
Yeah.
because you could tell like it does feel like there was a lot of work put into this uh, post production and all that.
Mhm.
It feels like there was a lot more work put into it after everything was shot. So you could definitely tell that it wasn't rushed. There's a lot of movies you can tell that I feel like okay, you could tell this movie was rushed.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
so
for sure.
quick. It's so like you could just tell the pace of it was so fast. This movie, the pace of it was not fast. It was very well paced out.
Mhm.
And so now to know that you guys did it in 15 days, that's man, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, for
That's a
sure.
quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine doing something like that in 15 days.
I mean, I gotta say too, like Jake, our director, but then also our DP, named Matt Brown. They were such
Hmm.
an awesome team, because I mean, sometimes when you're on shoots, like I swear, we spend hours and hours and hours, doing the setup, and then you shoot for what feels like a minute. This was not that experience at all. Like they did such a great time, like planning everything ahead of time, so that like they shot everything so efficiently. We did a lot of like really long takes from like different angles so that they would
Hmm.
have different options to cut to. But it was such a nice balance of like they set everything up exactly how we needed it, and then we just were able to do these like nice long takes, as opposed to like the stop start that some shoots kind of turn into. So I super appreciated like the way that they shot this.
That's awesome. So you didn't feel like you were on set or you were on screen for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, like, because sometimes you just kind of like are waiting around for the setup for just like hours and hours, and like
Hmm.
they so intentionally planned out what they wanted. They weren't like, because I mean, like sometimes you're like figuring out the scene take by take, and then by the end you're like, oh, this is like what we want. Jake and Matt like already knew what they wanted to get out of the scene. And so it was awesome for them to kind of set up exactly what they needed. They got us actors ready, and then I mean, we weren't doing like David Fincher like 90
Hmm.
takes or whatever. I mean, we
Yeah,
didn't do a ton of takes.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good though. That's good to hear that you guys didn't have to have like a retake and all that.
Right.
So when was this shot? Was it shot like during like a winter time or like summer? Because like I
Yeah.
can tell like the outside, like when like you glance through the window, it kind of looks like it's kind of like a I don't know like a fallish kind of time.
Yeah, that's cool you say that because we actually shot it like 3 weeks in summer of 2024.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I want to say it was like July, August was when we shot it.
okay. Because yeah, because when you look out the window, like when the when you guys were like post like the girl standing outside singing
Yeah.
and playing the guitar, when you have that post out, it looks like it's a like a fallish kind of time.
Oh, cool.
So it
Yeah.
looked like that. So I'm like, it's got to be like a fall time. So that's why I was wondering if what time you guys did this movie.
Yeah, it was just like end of summer
That was a quick movie to come out then. You
for sure.
guys shot it then, and it came out this past year. So
Yeah, especially with some of the like, because I know like a lot of our effects were practical, but I know some things ended up being CGI. Like, what a quick turnaround! And I know our director Jake, his background is in like special effects stuff, so I don't know
mhm,
if that helped like speed things along, maybe. But yeah, it was a pretty quick turnaround.
that's awesome. What was it like playing the scientist type role for you?
Um, I love it. I'm like such a big sci-fi fan. So like I loved that for like my character. Most of her lines are like exposition stuff or like the science stuff. And so I love that. I know there's like one sequence that we spent a good amount of time on where I'm um like putting together the little like microscope slides and I see that there's
Hmm.
like blood in the kombucha. I
Yeah.
remember there was someone on set who like had much more scientific knowledge than me and kind of taught me the like step by step process of like, okay, this is how you prepare a slide and look at it and make it actually look like you know what you're doing. I don't have that background at all, but I
Yeah.
felt so cool, like,
Knowing
preparing
it.
a little, yeah, like microscope. I mean, because yeah, like I always like wanted to be like a doctor or a scientist, but I don't have it in me personally. So getting the
Hmm.
opportunity to play one is just like the coolest thing ever. And then that like I got to do all this action stuff too. Like it was just the
Yeah.
best of both worlds. Like I loved it.
I was gonna ask about that. How was the action portion of it? Like towards the end of the movie, that's when it really picks up the action portion. What
Yeah.
was that like for you?
Well, that was funny. Like I was mentioning before, how like a lot of times in shoots, you always do the hardest stuff first. We did
Hmm.
all the action stuff first. Like our first
Oh, okay.
location was the office building. So I swear, our first week was just Terrence, who plays Luke, was just Terrence and I like running around this office building and like this really physical stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I love getting to do that stuff. I love like I do a lot of horror, so I love the gross, gory, slimy like action stuff. But it was hard to do. I think the most difficult part of our shoot was the mother's room stuff,
Hmm.
all the red background cuz we shot that in a location here in Chicago called Smash Virtual Studios, and it's an awesome location where like
Okay.
all of the walls around you and the ceiling are like video panels, so it can
Okay.
be whatever environment you want. Like it was the boardroom at the end. There's like the scene where Luke is in the car, and then mother's room was all this location. So we only had 2 days there to do all of those scenes, and I know there were just some issues with the like practical puppet of the like mother monster. So I think when it all came down to it, we really only did the mother's room
Hmm.
scenes in like a day. So
Wow.
the pressure was on. I mean, because it's a tall order. There's action. It's the climax of our movie, and we've like
Yeah.
got to get this all done in a day. So I would say that was probably like the hardest part of shooting, just because we were under such a time crunch, but we wanted to get it right because that's that's like the
Yeah, that's
craziest
the
climax
main
of the whole.
portion of yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that I could tell was like that is the main portion of the movie. It's like you watched all the way up to this point, and this is it. This is going to be the baby comes out now. He's going to be taking over the spot. So it's like
Right.
now you got that going on. So now you're like all this action stuff's going on there, and then
Hmm.
to know that you guys did that first, so you shot pretty much the movie backwards.
Yeah, yeah. We started in like the office that we did. I mean, we there weren't like a ton of different locations in the movie because we also sometimes had one location like be
Hmm.
a couple different like scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like most of the action intense stuff was in like the first half of the shoot. And then we got to do the easier, like longer just chatting scenes at the end. So it felt like a
That's
nice, like, okay, now we're crossing the finish line. We just get to sit here and chat and not like spend all day running around.
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So what was it like taking your own? Did you take your own bumps, or did you have like a somebody else take some of the bumps for you?
No, I mean, like for myself, there was no stunt person or
Hmm.
anything. I've got like a little bit of a fight choreography background from my time in theater.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, like we had a stunt coordinator who like walked us through the fights, and we just tried to sell it as best as we could. And yeah, I mean, like I love action stuff. I love like fight scenes. So that was all me.
That's all you.
Yep, yep.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I know for like most independent movies, there's not really a whole lot of stunt doubles and stuff. So I know that's not really it. Some people can make that in their budget, and sometimes it just doesn't happen with the budget that they have for the movie that they want. So
Yeah.
that's why I asked that. Is it like was that actually were you taking the bumps? Or were you actually doing the physical of it? I mean, we could tell that you were running around. It's definitely like you said. It's a lot of like you enjoyed doing the action portion. So that's great to know that you guys didn't have a stunt double come in, but you did have a person that taught you guys how to do
Yeah, and I will say that we did have like a stand-in, I guess you could say, for how Luke has like
the
real
double.
Luke and then like corporate. So we did have
Yeah,
a double for him. That
yeah.
actually ended up being one of our PAs named Armand Grant. He just kind of like happened to be like the general same size as our actor Terrence, and I mean, he was like a hero. He like stepped
Nice.
in. I mean, he had so much fight choreography stuff to do. He was running around as well.
Hmm.
And there's that one scene where the two Lukes are like wrestling around with
Yeah,
each other.
yeah,
Like they had to learn each side of that fight choreography and then switch basically. So
yeah.
yeah, so we did have like a stunt double or a stand-in for that, but I mean everyone else was on their own, you know.
See,
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was CGI or not because you couldn't really, and that's like best thing though. You can't really tell if that
That's
was like a
that's right, yeah.
CGI or if there's a actual like a like a like you say stunt double or if there's an actual stand-in. So
Yeah.
that's awesome to know that there was actually a person and there's no CGI there. Because like in some movies you can definitely tell there's definitely a
Yeah, you're like,
CGI
that's
person.
not that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you could tell that's not an actual person. So in
Yeah.
this one, it's good to know that that wasn't an actual person. That's awesome to know that too. What was it like? Because you and you and Luke broke up. How was that scene for you?
Mm.
Like, how did you feel? Like, I know you had to feel a certain way. You had to make your
Yeah.
emotions that way. So, how did that feel?
Yeah, that like breakup scene from the beginning of the movie, that was actually the scene I auditioned with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, like seriously, from the first time I read that scene, I understood Luke and Elisa's whole dynamic right away, with the sort of struggle of like, yeah, I've got all these creative and artistic dreams, but I also like have to be a responsible adult and pay my bills. And what do you do when you don't know how to juggle those two things? So I feel like I understood their relationship dynamic right away. And then on the day, like getting to do it with Terrence, because again that was one of the things we had shot later on in our shoot. um
Hmm.
and yeah, I mean like working with Terrence was so great because like I kind of see both sides of their argument. I mean because like it's kind of mentioned briefly, but like yes, like Elisa's a scientist when we meet her in like the beginning of the movie, but she used to be an
Hmm.
artist herself. She like drew
Hmm.
and gave that up because it's more important for her to have some financial
It,
security.
yeah, an actual income every week.
Right. Yeah, and then she kind of ends up financially supporting both of them. But then, Luke is not only like financially not contributing, but he's also just like a miserable person to be around because his music dreams aren't really panning out like he thought they would. So that was one of my favorite scenes to film, because it just felt so relatable. Like, while I've never had those exact conversations, I've had pretty similar ones of just trying to juggle, like, I want to be an actor, but like I also have bills to pay. And
Hmm.
what do you do when you feel like you're like selling out your, like creative desires or your artistic dreams to have a day job that you hate?
Yeah, it's kind of me. I don't like my day. Well, I mean, I like my day job, but
But you'd rather be
I would
doing other
like to,
things.
I
Yeah,
would like to be doing this all the time. I would
for
love to
sure.
be sitting kind of at home, relaxing, do my computer work, podcast stuff, and then just kind of have my day planned out. But
Right.
it kind of don't work that way for me. I love my day job, but there's some days I just wish I could just be home and not have to go to my day job.
For sure. Yeah.
So, is there anything that you have or anything that you're working on right now that is something that you're like next for you?
Yeah. So I mean, like with the first of the year, like things are just slowly starting to pick back up again. So I'm doing some like auditions. I've wanted to write and make my own work for the longest time. I'm really
Hmm.
hoping this is the year that I can like finally like get some work done there. So that's my side of things. But I guess Jake, our director, has kind of teased like maybe a kombucha too. I
Ooh,
don't
all
have
right.
I don't have like a lot of details at all. All I've kind of heard is that it would center more around the like health and wellness space. But beyond that, I don't know. I hope I get to hear more about it soon because like it'd be so cool to just take kombucha and like crank it up even more, like make it grosser. I'd love to know like the lore of the
Yeah.
Scobie monster, like I
Where
think
did
there's
it
a
come
lot of
from? And yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Well, in the ending of the movie, and
Yeah.
and this is not trying to give any spoilers away. If you haven't seen it, click away, go watch it. But at the end of the movie, it gets liquidated. The whole company is
Yeah.
gone. They take the kombucha and they sell it out to the public. Now it's out in the world. Like what does that go into? Like we don't know. So like
Yeah.
in the fans' mind of this movie, it's like, are we looking to get a second one? And now
Right.
we don't know. So it's like there's got to be some type of a form of maybe not a full, like, even if it's not a full length movie and it's just a short, would be great too. But I would like
Yeah.
another full length movie.
I know, because when I saw the end, I'm horrified because I'm like, no, now other people are drinking
Yeah, now
this
I'm
stuff.
thinking the
I
public's
need a
getting
little,
it.
exactly. I need some closure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because as soon as I seen it in the store and people were walking over and looking at it and buying it, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
I'm like, they have no idea.
they
They're
have no
screwed.
idea. And
Yeah.
then like you don't know about the other company that you guys get into at the end. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't quite know if you guys take the job or not because of
Right.
like they offered you guys an amount of money. We don't even know how much that is. So
Right.
it's got to be an exclusive amount. When you write something down, a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's got to be a big amount of money for you guys to be financially set and
Yeah.
be, now you're in a corporate world with this company that started that company
Right.
that said, "Hey, we're done with that. Just go ahead and get rid of everything."
And it
Now it's
must
out
have
in the
been
public.
a high number for us to even like give it a thought at all after everything we had just gone through,
Yeah,
Like, that must be a crazy high number.
yeah, for you guys to even take it. So it was like,
Right.
what's the chances of we finding all this, like that backstory out, and then to find out what actually, how did the mom come about? Like, how did the mama come about?
For sure. I need the
And
before, I need the after. I
yeah,
need a sequel.
yeah, if you guys could, if the director could definitely give us the beforehand, that'd be great. If they can give
Yeah.
us the afterwards, that'd be great too. I'll take both. Um, and I would love it. And that's the best thing about independent movies is that
Hmm.
you feel like you can fall in love with these movies and know that, hey, there's something else that could be worked into these.
For
And
sure. Yeah.
and you know that people are putting their hard work into it, unlike certain movies now that are being pushed out that are just so saturated and you can see
Yeah.
it. And that's why it's like independent movies is where it is right now, and that's where I think it can stay. You know, this past year I think for independent movies wise has been was the best year for
I
independent wise.
100% agree. Like, horror is where it's at right now.
Yep.
Like, independent horror, especially. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the most, like, creative, innovative work is right now. And I mean, like, with kombucha, I mean, like, we took a huge swing. I think that's where all the fresh ideas are like in independent horror specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you guys definitely like you guys hit the nail on the head with this one. It is something that could actually happen in the real world. There's nothing
Right.
like this. This juice is definitely a thing that can actually happen to somebody. It's not something that it's not. It's not like super sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's not like a this can't really happen. No, this can really happen. I don't think taking over people's bodies or head space, but I think like the juice being contaminated, definitely that can definitely happen.
And just like the weird culty corporate environment too. Because I mean,
Yeah.
even if you took the whole kombucha thing out, it's still a super creepy company
Oh
to work,
yeah.
for, and
It's
like,
random.
yeah, and I mean, like, and it comes from so many people's like own experiences in the corporate world where like, yeah, that's so many people's 9 to 5.
Yeah, it's so random. Like the corporate based, and that was like the scenes of the corporate office
Yeah.
is like a perfect. It that is actually what a corporate office looks like too, because like you're sitting there thinking, all right, what are these people actually doing around their desk? They're sitting there working constantly. There's no like getting up, moving, or anything like that. They're always on the phones or they're doing something.
Right.
So there is no like a corporate based world. It looks exactly like that. So there's no like oh everybody's like oh this is just a movie. They make it look that way. No, that's really what it looks like. These people don't really move. They don't get from their desk
Yeah.
and
And
do physical work.
I love the part in the movie too where like Luke has been there, I don't know, all night
Oh,
or
yeah,
for many hours, and all he has to show for it is like this PowerPoint. Like, that's
yeah.
great. I love that.
And then he walks over and he goes, "Man, this juice really is good." And I'm like,
Right? Yeah.
"What was that like having that? I guess the that scene where you go in and you're pouring stuff into it. What was that like having the slime? I guess juice
Yeah.
sitting there.
Yeah, so we had this big like tank. I'm not totally sure what like liquids are in it, but I know they
Mhm.
spent a lot of time getting, the right look for it because the kind of opening shots, and I can't remember if it's in the credits as well, are like close-ups of the that like kombucha liquid. But
Mhm.
we had a SCOBY, which I think they made out of like a jelly mold or something, sitting on the top. And it's actually funny, we did have a couple practical effects where they had put like a little motor on the bottom of the little jelly scoby thing, because when I
Okay.
poured the liquid in, it was supposed to like kind of start fluttering around, but we had been using it so much to kind of like practice that the battery died.
Oh
So Jake
no.
ended up just like shoving his hand in, and he's like, Matt, can you see my hand in the frame? And they're like, no, you're good. And he just kind of like was moving it, and then it does like flop out. So that ended up just literally being like him flipping the little Scoby thing out.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that is cool. You couldn't tell that it was like somebody's hand in it. I
Yeah,
thought maybe
literally
like
just
you
him. Yeah.
yeah, I thought maybe like hooked up a string to it just to pull it out. I
Yeah, I
thought maybe
mean,
that was what it was. No, that's cool though that
yeah.
he used his hand to do it. That is awesome. So, like you said, you were trying to get into writing. What are you
Yeah.
trying to write? Are you trying to write scripts? Or are you just trying to write like short stories? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like with shorts for now.
okay,
Originally my plan was just like short comedy sketches, kind of like, Key and Peele, like, or like Tim Robinson length. But my like we were talking about with indie horror before. I
Hmm.
think I would maybe want to get in the horror realm too. I went to the UK for one of our festival runs for kombucha at this festival called Grimfest in
Okay.
Manchester, and I got to meet all these awesome. It's like a genre festival, like
Yeah, yeah,
mostly
yeah.
horror, sci-fi, whatever. And I got to meet all these awesome filmmakers from around the world. So like, of course, I've got to check out their films, and like, it was just such a like inspiring trip to see how people were using horror in such different ways. Because I mean, to be honest, like, I'm a baby when it comes to watching horror movies. Like, I cannot handle jump scares, I can't handle paranormal stuff. So I was
You're
like,
like me.
oh, and I was like, oh no, I am like, what am I going to do at this festival watching all these movies? I'm going to be like scared for 3 days straight. But like, that it was so much more than that. Like, I got to see like sci-fi horror and like all these different like approaches to horror that it really like opened my eyes to just how big the genre could
Hmm.
be. Like, it's not just ghosts, it's not just Saw. Like, horror can take so many different shapes, and so I'd love to play around with that. There's also a director here in Chicago. His name is Timothy Troy, and he has
Okay.
a YouTube channel that I believe is called Crazy Little Monsters, and he does like a segment called Creepy Cuts, where it's these super micro horror shorts where like most of them are 2 minutes long,
Okay.
and like he just has like a very simple concept, but he does it super well and just like knocks it out of the park. So I'd love to kind of take that model and just do something like really small with a really intriguing concept, and just like, try and do a simple thing really well is what I'd hope to do.
All right. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. It, it's interesting to like you guys got to travel and go to
Yeah.
these events to watch the. How many did you actually get to go to see the movie?
Yeah, I went to we premiered in LA at Dances with Films.
Okay.
Then we had a Chicago premiere at Chicago Underground Film Festival. And then it was just Jake and I who went to Grimfest in the UK. So I've gotten to go to like three parts of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know our director Jake, and then one of our producers John did many more like stops along the way, because
Yeah.
I mean, it was like all over internationally in all these different film festivals, but I wasn't able to go to those.
Yeah. I know it was on the film festival for a while before it
Yeah.
actually got a release.
Hmm.
Um, so that's pretty cool that it actually got to go out and
For
people
sure.
got to see it first, and then it got a full. It actually got a major release. And that how was that for you to know that hey now my family and friends can see my work? How did that feel
Yeah.
to you?
It's great. I mean, because I would say the vast majority of what I do are like commercials, or like business to business things that like no one ever sees. So I know, like, especially around holidays, my family are like, "Oh, what have you been working on? Where can I see you?" And so often I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Like, you can go to a little film festival somewhere in the Midwest and like see one of my projects." And I've done some TV, and I know my family
Hmm.
like loves it when they can actually turn on their TV and see me.
Hmm.
But like, I went ahead and bought a couple copies of the DVD of Kombucha and gave that to some family members over the
That's awesome.
holidays, and like, I think for them to get to physically hold like something I worked on, what like, I hope they loved it, and I'm sure they did, but it was really fulfilling for me to be able to like give them a physical like copy of something I worked on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How would it feel if you actually got this into a big film where it was actually on big screens across America where everybody got to see it in theater runs?
That'd be crazy. Like, I'd love that. I don't like watching myself on the big screen. Like, I would probably just like stand in the back, not watch. And I do love listening to people's reactions, and
Mm,
especially for like kombucha. I loved hearing them like gasp and get grossed out, but then also like laugh in other parts.
yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't need to watch myself on a big screen. I am set there.
The one thing that got me was it was where he's sleeping and then he wakes up like in a panic and he reaches over to the table and there's
Oh
that
yeah.
like thing crawling across. I'm like, nope, nope, I'm good. Like I never want to reach across and touch my nightstand and there's something there that I have no clue.
For sure. The one part of the movie that I still have to like turn away from is spoilers, but at the end when Kelsey dies and her neck like snaps, that
Oh, That
I
was
can't
brutal.
look at that. That's so disgusting to me. And like the sound,
Oh
like
yeah,
I
that was
can't look at it. It's so
brutal.
gross. Yeah.
That was like the best kill to me though, is the
Yeah.
way it happens, and but the sound effects and everything was like,
It sold it.
wow, it sold. It definitely sold it. Like
Yeah.
I
It's so
love that
great.
ending of that snap of the neck, and her head just kind of lays there, and it's like, man, that is crazy how that happens.
It's
But
brutal.
it's brutal,
Yeah.
and I think that's where that I loved it. It wasn't so much of the blood and the gore or anything like that. It was more of there was horror because you're sitting there, you're thinking, am I? You're like looking at your drinks now. It's like,
Yeah.
do I really want to drink this? Do I know what's in it? It's like you don't want to like drink something and then all of a sudden you're starting to like your hands and arms are peeling skin off,
Yeah.
and it's just weird. And that it like all that happens in the movie. Like all your like his arms are all skin peeling and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
all in his head. Part of it is, but then real life, or part of it is in his head, but then other parts, no, you like you seen it. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not there. Like it's there. He sees it.
Yeah.
How was, but for you, because you didn't have to have the makeup and stuff on, but like how was that for you to see like how they did that for his arm and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, our special effects makeup team like knocked it out of the park. They did such a good job. We're like, um, I'm so glad that like for the most part, like all of the effects are practical. We got to see it and like touch it and experience it
Hmm.
on the day. It just really made it so much more believable. I mean, because the concept of the movie is crazy.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
to be able to
Most
like
definitely.
I mean, so like to be able to be there on the day when we're shooting and like see these gross sores and like see what slimy Luke looked like, it really helped to like ground the performance and show us like, oh, the stakes are actually really high here. Like something is wrong with this guy, and we
Yeah.
can't just sit back anymore.
And Luke definitely like his acting was fantastic too,
Yeah, yeah,
and I and it, like I said before we started, all your like everybody's acting was great. Like I
thanks.
can't everybody's hands down. You guys definitely did a fantastic job in this movie, and this movie should definitely be up for some type of award this year for some type of. It, to me, I wouldn't say like the best movie of the year, but I'm saying
Sure, yeah.
something for an award for it of for special effects or something because you guys had fantastic special effects. There's no
Yeah.
and for what you guys did and how fast you guys did it and the amount of time of everything. It's definitely the movie's a great it's a great movie. I will never turn it down. I will watch that movie 10 times over. I will watch it again if I I will watch it over and over again.
Yeah,
Um
that's awesome.
and it's something that I will throw on the TV and I will watch the entire movie. It's not something that I'm just going to throw on the TV just to have noise going on.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm actually going to pay attention to. And the whole the whole concept of the movie is just fantastic. Where you're sitting there, you're trying to solve the movie and you can't because you
Hmm.
don't know the whole
What's
theory
going
behind
on?
it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't know the whole
What's
theory.
real? Yeah. Hmm.
And you would think the mama is just the jar that you guys tampered with at the beginning. Then when you open the closet and go into this big room,
And it's much worse.
and it's much worse.
Yeah.
That was like, and like you said, it's a special effects room. So you open it and you see this red light and everything, and it was like really wild watching your face open the door, and you're like, wow, you're like you're mind blown because was that your first time seeing that, or was that something that you guys in and out of that room all day?
um I will say like we had well, let me back up. A lot of what you see in the finished movie is CGI with like the big mother tentacle
Hmm.
creature. I think Jake had intended it to be as practical as possible. Like there was a guy, his name's Kai Young, and he was like the puppeteer of Mother. So if I remember right, the structure is like a PVC pipe rectangle, a yoga ball on top, and then like a, I don't know, like a rubber or silicone encasing. But
Okay.
then there were these like four tentacles, and Kai was in like a crunch position all day, like physically moving
Moving
the
it.
tentacles up and down. So even though that's not really what you see in like the end product of the
Hmm.
film, it was
Yeah.
so helpful to have like the physical practical monster there, cuz like I mean it's crazy if Jake had just tried to explain to us, like imagine if you will, there's this Scoby monster, like I think we would have all
Yeah,
had
your
different
face wouldn't have
ideas of,
had that. Yeah.
yeah, so like to be able to be in the room, like see it because of all the video panels, and then have like the practical tentacle monster to work with. I think that helped us understand, like, oh, that little jar we poured liquid into is nothing. Like, this is
Compared
the
to
big
this.
bad, and
Yeah.
it's way scarier. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was like that's fantastic that it was a actual thing. It's not something that's just like in your head or anything. It's an
Yeah.
actual thing that you guys go after. So
Yeah.
here, so my last question is we asked this to everybody.
Yeah.
Um, so if there was a movie out there that you a remake or a new movie, what would you want to do? Would you want to be in a new movie or would you want to do a remake?
That's tough. I could probably give you like five, but I'll narrow it down. So I'm a huge like sci-fi Star Wars fan.
Okay.
This might be controversial, but I'm a big like prequels fan. So I loved Andor.
Okay.
So I would love to just like I know Andor originally was supposed to be like many more seasons than we got, and they had to like
Hmm.
compress it down. I would love
Yeah.
to expand Andor and like be in the Star Wars universe. I That would just be my entire bucket list. That'd be so cool.
Okay. That would. Yeah, I could see that. I
Cool.
could see that. That would be
I'm
awesome.
glad I got your go ahead. This is
No,
happening.
I'd be that would be awesome to get more story behind that movie, behind that it because we it got like you said it got cut so short because of the
Yeah.
whole everything the everything that just happened with that. So it was like got really cut short, and it feels like it's not ended to us for fans that
I
loved
just
it.
more of it. Like I love the
Yeah,
like political side and like the espionage, and I mean it feels like Star Wars like for adults, and
yeah,
I just want as much of that as possible.
and 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 nothing's wrong with Star Wars as
For
even the
sure.
way it
Yeah.
is. It don't matter if you're an adult or a kid at this point with that movie. But
Yeah.
still, it does feel like you said. It does feel like it's more for the adult side of it.
Yeah.
Like we're all based around that. Like like growing up when we watched the Star Wars before, it was like, oh, we want the superhero side of it.
Yeah. I just want
Now
the
that
lightsabers and the droids, and now I'm
yeah,
like, oh, there's like crazy political stuff going on.
yeah,
There's espionage. Like yeah, I see it so differently
so
now.
now we see it totally different. So like you
Yeah.
want to be that side of it, and now that it's done, it's ended. So now it's like, can we get more of that somehow?
Yeah, like Andor 2.0, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Paige, has been great having you on. Where can people follow you and show you love and support?
Sure. I've got a website. It's just pageborn.com, but you can more actively find me on Instagram. My handle is at highpageborn.
That's awesome. Like I said, thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking a small portion of your day out.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on, Brandon. This was awesome.
Yep, no problem.